Safe streets, vibrant neighborhoods, successful business and commerce. These are things that make a healthy community. We are a diverse community, rural, suburban, urban. A multitude of languages and ethnicities, ages and experiences. We are a collaborative community. Public-private partnerships make us a model community that others want to follow. It is what makes us unique. It is what makes us strong. The employees of Kent County reflect our diversity and seek to serve our communities.
People in this county, in this area, we wrap our arms around each other. We come together to collaborate, to solve problems. We're all working for the good of the whole. And I think that's wonderful. And you can see it. You can see it as you drive around Kent County.
Our impact starts the day a baby is born and a birth certificate is issued, to protecting children from deadly diseases through vaccination, to the public safety and justice provided by law enforcement and the courts, to offering veteran services and caring for the elderly. Every day we work to keep our communities robust.
I think if you are somebody who is interested in serving your community, in building a strong knowledge base and a good group of people to work with, then the county is one of your best employment opportunities out there. It's been completely rewarding in every way I could possibly explain for 26 years, and I feel like I grow every single day still today.
Leading these dedicated employees, our 19-member Board of Commissioners and our County Administrator Controller, along with our elected officials and appointed department directors, placing emphasis on civic involvement, quality housing, vibrant neighborhoods, and strong, solid infrastructure to allow businesses to thrive. Professional, dedicated, collaborative, and innovative.
Behind the scenes, collaboration between foundations, charitable organizations, nonprofits, for-profit businesses, public sector demonstrated through the county, the city of Grand Rapids, the townships, all the cities and the villages in our area. If we don't come together, then we will not have the strength that we have today, and I only hope to build upon that.
Our aim is to make our communities the best they can be. We are involved in exciting development projects, sustainable recycling programs, and creative progressive prevention programming. We partner with elected officials, impacting policy ideas that become great achievements. We seek opportunities to reach out into the community and offer our services to help our residents make Kent County thrive.
Our relationship is solid, both from a staff standpoint at the county level as well as the Board of Commissioners. And they understand what we do and the benefits that we can do for the community, and vice versa. We couldn't do what we do without the help of Kent County.
While most of us are busy running our lives, Kent County's elected officials, administrator controller, and over 1,600 employees are serving the communities where we live our lives, so we can all have a place we are proud to call home. Kent County, its life well run.
Good morning, everyone. Let's take our seats and get started. We have a long agenda today. I'd like to get the ball rolling here. Playing musical chairs. All right, good morning. Welcome to the Kent County Commission Board of Commissioners meeting for September 26th. I'm going to call the meeting to order. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Good morning. Commissioners Vonk.
Here.
Antor.
Here.
Morgan.
Here.
Jones.
Here.
Vice Chair Steck.
Here.
Commissioners Ponstein.
Here.
Voorhees.
Present.
Kallman. Breivy.
Here.
Saalfeld.
Here.
Sparks. Melton. Hennessy.
Here.
Talon.
Here.
Bulkowski.
Present.
Womack.
Here.
Wooden.
Here.
Skaggs.
Here.
Chair Bolter.
Here.
Madam Chair, you have 16 members present, 3 absent. You have a quorum.
Great. I'd like to call on Commissioner Hennessy for our invocation today.
Thank you. Well, this is the week that meetings have been held at the United Nations, our meeting place for the peoples and the countries of the world. and it began with sessions on climate change. I have a few considerations here. Given this convocation of people, it seems appropriate to begin with the familiar prayer of St. Francis of Assisi. Lord, make me an instrument of your peace. Where there is hatred, let me sow love. Where there is injury, pardon. Where there is doubt, faith. Where there is despair, hope. Where there is darkness, light. Where there is sadness, joy. O divine Master, grant that I may not so much seek to be consoled as to console, to be understood as to understand, to be loved as to love. For it is in giving that we receive, it is in pardoning that we are pardoned, and it is in dying that we are born to eternal life. Pope Francis, who took the name of St. Francis, reminds us we are not God. The earth was here before us and was given to us. And to close, the Secretary General of the UN said at a prayer breakfast last week, the challenges ahead of us are many and diverse. I pray that together, in a spirit of solidarity and cooperation, we can continue to build a better world today and for generations to come. For this we pray, amen.
Thank you so much. Now we are on to special order of business, and I would like Commissioner Steck to join me at the podium for a Kent County Honor Guard presentation. I have a quick proclamation. Can you guys hear me? For today, I'll present to Bob. Whereas the Kent County Veterans Honor Guard is a group of volunteer veterans who are trained in ceremonial activities honoring the United States, and the Kent County Veterans Honor Guard has been in operation since 1982 and was formed by 4 men who wanted to do more and give back to veterans who may have been forgotten and who have served their country. And there are 68 members of the Kent County Veterans Honor Guard, both male and female, who have served at approximately 600 military funerals of veterans, where its members fold and present the flag, play taps, and give the 21-gun salute. The Kent County Veterans Honor Guard will be holding its annual fundraiser in Graceland Cemetery on October 2nd to raise money to replace Honor Guard uniforms, shoes, rifles, and other needed items. Therefore, be it resolved that I, the Board Chair Mandy Bolter, and Vice Chair Stan Steck, on behalf of the Kent County Board of Commissioners, hereby proclaim Wednesday, October 2nd, as Kent County Veterans Honor Guard Day in Kent County, and thank the Kent County Veterans Honor Guard for their commitment to giving back and honoring those who have served our country. Bring Bob Becker up.
My job, thank you, is to introduce our commander, and it'll be really short, but I want to take a minute. On the way up here this morning, I passed a lady downstairs in the parking lot, and she said, "Thank you for your service. I'm proud of you." Now, we hear that quite a bit, unlike 1970 when you going through Chicago O'Hare Airport. But it means a lot. But I've been doing this coming up here for 40-some years, and it struck me that I've been remiss in not passing that along. I understand the time that you put in to do this job, the commitment that you've done. I mean, Hal's been here, Roger, it's amazing the quality of the people that we have in this commission. So I'd like to pass it on to you, and that's thank you for your service. I'm proud of you. Now, I would like to introduce our commander. Now, we have 2 people here today. First First Lieutenant Lynn Allen. The mission of the military is to defend this country, and sometimes it's not real pretty. And the saving grace of that is that we have some outstanding medical people that help us. Lynn is an Air Force nurse, and she's one of the angels of the military. So we're proud to have her as a member. Bob Anderson is a first lieutenant, was with the famed 7th Cavalry in Vietnam. He's a Vietnam veteran. He's a platoon leader. He served not only in Vietnam, but operations in Cambodia. And he's a true warrior, and we're honored to have him. If you could read his ribbons, he's got 2 Bronze Stars with the V designation, which is for valor in combat. He also has a Purple Heart. He was wounded in combat. Now he's our commander, and we're proud to have him. Bob Anderson.
Wow, I just want to take this brief moment. Go blue. I insulted him earlier by saying go green. Go white. Thank you. On behalf of the men and women of the Kent County Veterans Honor Guard, I proudly accept this proclamation, and I thank you very much for this. As the chairwoman indicated, our organization has been in business since 1982. We've done approximately 15,000 funerals in those 37 years. The last few years, we're on pace to do about 600 funerals a year. And we got into this, Lynn and I and Bob's kind of the old guard, one of the old guards, as a way to give back. And I can't tell you how much of an honor and a privilege it is for us to stand in front of a congregation and render the final military salute to deceased veterans. It's just unbelievably heartrending and a tremendous, tremendous honor. So again, on behalf of the Kent County Veterans Honor Guard, I'd like to thank all of you for your support of veterans in general, and specifically with this, our organization. Thank you.
Unfortunately, a paparazzi, so. Yeah. Commissioner Melton, for a comment.
Thank you, Chair. Before you gentlemen and women leave, my family was a recipient, not of your group, but when my brother's plane went down during the Vietnam War, we had an honor guard, and I can't begin to tell you in all the chaos that goes on when all of that happens, the diplomacy, the formality, just the honor that brought, even though it wasn't necessarily appreciated by all of us at the time. I was 16. My mom was obviously just out of it. We look back, and it really does make a difference. I really need to let you know that. Thank you very much.
Thank you guys for coming today. We so appreciate everything you do and wish we could spend the entire hour with you. So thank you so much. All right, we are on to item 5B, Kent District Library Annual Update. I'll call on Lance Werner to the podium. And I'll send Penny Weller. Okay, and she brought cookies, so we're good with that.
Thank you. Yeah, a little sweetening in the morning always helps. I'm Penny Weller, and I represent the KDL Board of Trustees. And what an honor to be here in front of all of you. And I just want to say thanks for all that you do for KDL. KDL is it warms my heart to see all of the wonderful things that we do for the people of Kent County. Last year when I was here, I told you about the bookmobile was coming, and by golly, it came. And to see that bookmobile out on the road, being available to kids that sometimes wouldn't have that opportunity to get a book, and we also visit a lot of senior citizens centers. I was out at our Super Party Wonder Days last month, and was walking over to see the bookmobile to see what was going on over there, and this little tiny kid with an arm full of books was coming down the steps, and it kind of makes you wonder, does this little young man have the opportunity to go to another library, or did we just happen to be at the right place at the right time? Next year, we'll be talking about the brand new Ada branch. The Ada branch of KDL construction has started. I checked it out just last night, and by golly, they are working on it. So that's what's going to be the big thing this time next year. Also, I don't know if any of you have seen our new logo, but Kent District Library has a new logo. You're going to be seeing it on all of our items, all of our libraries real soon, enforcing the excitement, information, and ideas that KDL represents. We also have brand new library cards, and if there's anybody in here that doesn't have a library card, I know somebody that can get it for you. Our new ones have our brand new logo on, so if somebody needs one, just let me know, because I know the key to getting you one. So thank you very much. I'm going to let Lance give you all the hard details here.
Thank you so much, Penny. Appreciate everything.
Well, I'd like to register a complaint for having to follow all of that. I don't know, I can send a letter too, but I'm Lance Werner. I'm the director of the Kent District Library, and I want to thank you all for being part of the family and for all the hard work that you do on behalf of the county. And as a county resident, I got to say I'm pretty proud of Kent County. I think there's a lot of extraordinary things that happen here, and I plan on spending the rest of my life here, so you're stuck with me. 2018 was a good year for us. We were the busiest library in Michigan. There's a lot of extraordinary things that happened. We opened our Kellogg'sville branch, and that's going well. You know, and being in that environment in Kellogg'sville, it became very apparent to us that summer food insecurity is a real issue. So we partnered with Feeding America for the Meet Up and Eat Up program, and we run the Meet Up and Eat Up program at several of our branches all summer long to ensure the kids have something to eat, because we know that if they have food in their stomach and they feel happy, they're going to participate in our programs and be part of the family and get themselves ready for third grade reading. And third grade reading is another thing that we've really spent some time on. We have the Mission Read project, and that is a partnership between the Literacy Center of West Michigan, Kent District Library, well, all the Kent County libraries, and the KISD. We want to make sure that the kids are prepared to deal with handling their improvement programs and are well positioned to do that. And it's something we're going to continue to work on. I don't know how much you guys know about third grade reading, but Michigan's in a pretty rough spot. And so the library is naturally positioned to help deal with that. And we're excited to have the bookmobile rolling around the county, and it's extremely popular, and a lot of people are using it. We still are kind of the broadband provider in the north part of the county through all of our Wi-Fi hotspots. We make those available to people in the rural areas. And we're committed to transforming everybody's life and making Kent County a better place to live. And I always enjoy coming and speaking with all of you. And I want to, once again, thank you for being part of the family, and thank you for your service. And I'm happy to answer any questions. Oh, that's the end of that. See you later. No.
Questions for Lance today? Commissioner Salfeld.
Did you make these?
Not me. I eat them, though. Those are Penny's cookies, and I promise you're going to call her later and ask where you can get more. You should try Penny Pickles.
Next year. Thank you.
Yeah.
Uh-oh, I signed you up, Penny.
Commissioner Jones.
Thank you, Chair. Well, Lance, we have a very long history. So when I was a trustee of Cannon Township, that's when I started listening regularly to your presentations that would come to that board meeting. I commend you for your connection with the local community. It takes time, it takes effort. You do it fabulously. Want to encourage you to keep doing that. And I know for me, I was a supporter and will continue to support the millage to help the funding for KDL. I think the resources for our community are really important, and I am a huge library fan. Can you just spend a few more minutes giving us the summer program?
1 minute.
I get 1 minute. Can you have 1 minute on the summer program and some more details on that and how that went?
Absolutely. We have the most robust summer reading program in the state. Generally speaking, we get around 30,000 people that sign up for it, and I think we had 19,000, almost 20,000 people that completed it, and it's for all ages. And it's something that gets people excited and jazzed up to continue their education through the summer. And for adults, it's a nice thing to do as well. So we do it for all ages, and I think it's about 4 times bigger than any other summer reading program in the state. And it's not even near big enough. We want to get all the kids involved with summer reading in Kent County. We want to make sure that they are excited about literacy and well-positioned to do well in school.
Thank you, Lance. Keep up the good work.
Thank you.
Commissioner Bolkowski.
Thank you, Chair. Thanks for coming out. Thanks for your awesome work. Great, abilities throughout the year to work with you and your staff as disability advocates. I mean, I know of your commitment there and having a great, inclusive and welcoming environment. That being said, it's my annual question. Very proud of Kent District Library as a Kent County resident. However, as a Grand Rapids resident, I remember the good old days when I could walk in with my Grand Rapids Public Library card and was treated just like the East Grand Rapids resident to my left, Phil Skaggs. No difference between the two of us. But now I continue to be not as welcome as I used to be. So is there any movement between the two systems to become more integrated?
First of all, tell me who's not making you feel welcome.
Oh, no. Just your computer. Your computer. The people are awesome.
We have a couple of partnerships with Grand Rapids, but unfortunately, we haven't made much headway. So.
Any other questions or comments for Lance today? Seeing none, thank you for your presentation.
It's always good to see all of you. Thank you.
All right, we are on to item 6, public comment related to agenda items. Any public comment today regarding our agenda? All right, seeing none, we're on to item 7 in a roll call marathon. I will call on Commissioner Hennessy for the consent agenda motion.
I move adoption of the consent agenda.
Support.
Moved by Commissioner Hennessy, support by Commissioner Jones. Questions or comments on the consent agenda? All right, seeing none, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Thank you, Madam Chair. On the motion to adopt the consent agenda, Commissioners Vonk.
Yes.
Antor.
Yes.
Morgan.
Yes.
Jones.
Yes.
Vice Chair Steck.
Yes.
Commissioners Ponstein.
Yes.
Voorhees.
Yes.
Kallman. Breeby.
Yes.
Saalfeld.
Yes.
Sparks. Melton.
Yes.
Hennessy.
Yes.
Talon.
Yes.
Bulkowski.
Yes.
Womack.
Yes.
Wooden.
Yes.
Skaggs.
Yes.
Chair Bolter.
Yes.
Madam Chair, you have 17 yeas, 0 nays. The motion passes. The consent agenda is adopted.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. We're on to item 8A, and I'll call on Commissioner Bolkowski for the motion.
Thank you, Chair. I would like to move Resolution 85 of today's date to accept the contributions and appropriate funds for hiring a mental health crisis center consultant and in honor of the new Network 180 director who's here in our midst.
Support.
Moved by Commissioner Bolkowski, support by Commissioner Melton. Questions or comments on this issue? Commissioner Steck.
Thank you, Chair. So this is a point in the river after an awful lot of work that has been done by the Crisis Center Task Force. A number of us around this table have served on that task force over the year or two at this point. So it's a very optimistic change and move towards this retention. I do want to point out, though, that the effort here still is very broad-based, and I know that Beverly Reiskamp is here today as well, who has worked on that. And if I have 1 minute,
Sure.
ask her just to step up and explain the background of Network 180's involvement in this process.
Welcome, Beverly.
And good morning, everyone. Happy to be here on behalf of Network 180 and the work that we've done on the task force effort. We started the effort several years ago, actually, and received a grant from the State Diversion Council, and that was to kick off this effort. And we've learned a lot along the way, especially in the formation of the task force, where we engaged with stakeholders throughout the community. One of the big things we learned is that although Network 180 certainly will benefit and our consumers will benefit from a crisis center, we will build a better crisis center that can better serve the whole community if we work on it together. And so we're really excited to see the county take a lead, excited to support it. We've been able to offer about $166,000 from our grant to support this effort, and we are just thrilled to see it move forward.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for all your work, Beverly, and everyone at Network 180 and Commissioner Steck. Any other questions or comments on this? Commissioner Talon.
Thank you, Chair. Just to, excuse me, add an exclamation point perhaps to this. In my work with the Governor's Task Force on Jails and Pretrial, what we hear a lot is concerns about mental health and folks ending up in jail or emergency rooms, and constant talk about crisis centers. And so there are a few of them, there are a few examples around, but this is somewhat cutting edge in what folks are looking at all over the state and all over the country. So I'm really excited to see this moving forward. Thank you.
Commissioner Womack.
Yes, as being a part of the Network 180 committee with Mr. Steck, Commissioner Steck and Commissioner Talent, it's just a joy to see the hard work they do and just how precise they are on the paperwork and the budgeting and their presentations that they've done. And our new director has been here for a while, but not in that position. So it's just great to see somebody that's bringing so much experience, but he's also bringing some energy that we need at this time. And just his compassion for what he's going to do. I just want to welcome him to his new position.
Thank you. Any other comments on the resolution for today? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Thank you. On the motion to adopt Resolution 926, 1985, Commissioners Vonk.
Yes.
Antor.
Yes.
Morgan.
Yes.
Jones.
Yes.
Vice Chair Steck.
Yes.
Commissioners Ponstein.
Yes.
Voorhees.
Yes.
Kallman. Breivy.
Yes.
Saalfeld.
Yes.
Sparks. Melton.
Yes.
Hennessy.
Yes.
Talon.
Yes.
Bulkowski.
Yes.
Womack.
Yes.
Wooden.
Yes.
Skaggs.
Yes.
Chair Bolter.
Yes.
Madam Chair, you have 17 yeas, 0 nays. The motion passes. The resolution is adopted.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. I'm on to item 8B, and I'll call in Commissioner Breivy.
Thank you, Chair Bolter. I'd like to move Resolution 86 of today's date, the Child Care Fund Annual Plan, for approval and appropriation from the Circuit Court.
Moved by Commissioner Breivy, support by Commissioner Melton. Questions or comments? Seeing none, this is a roll call. Madam Clerk?
Thank you, Madam Chair. On the motion to adopt Resolution 926, 1986, Commissioners Vonk.
Yes.
Antor.
Yes.
Morgan.
Yes.
Jones.
Yes.
Vice Chair Steck.
Yes.
Commissioners Ponstein.
Yes.
Voorhees.
Yes.
Kallman. Breivy.
Yes.
Saalfeld.
Yes.
Sparks. Melton.
Yes.
Hennessy.
Yes.
Talon.
Yes.
Bulkowski.
Yes.
Womack.
Yes.
Wooden.
Yes.
Skaggs.
Yes.
Chair Bolter.
Yes.
Madam Chair, you have 17 yeas, 0 nays. The motion passes. The resolution is adopted.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. On to item 8C, Commissioner Breivy.
Thank you, Chair Bolter. I'd like to move Resolution 87 of today's date, the Mental Health Court Implementation Grant from the Circuit Court.
Moved by Commissioner Breivy, support by Commissioner Melton. Any questions or comments? Commissioner Steck.
Thank you, Chair. My understanding is that this is a grant from the State Court Administrator's Office. Andy Thalmer is here. Okay, good. And is there another grant in the queue behind this, or is this a one-year grant?
Andy, do you want to?
This will be the second year that we've gotten it. They are one-year grants. We are expecting them to be continued for quite some time. It seems like there's a lot of push from Lansing and the court to keep them going.
So we can anticipate a comparable level for the next year or so?
That's what I'm
Maybe more.
anticipating. Again, we're kind of tied up right now to see what our exact amount is even this year, as we're waiting for the state to resolve their budget issues.
Everything is tied up there. Thank you.
Any other questions or comments on this resolution? All right, seeing none, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Thank you, Madam Chair. On the motion to adopt Resolution 926, 1987, Commissioners Vonk,
Yes.
Antor,
Yes.
Morgan,
Yes.
Jones.
Yes.
Vice Chair Steck.
Yes.
Commissioners Ponstein,
Yes.
Voorhees,
Yes.
Kallman, Breeby,
Yes.
Salfeld,
Yes.
Sparks, Melton,
Yes.
Hennessy,
Yes.
Talon,
Yes.
Bulkowski,
Yes.
Womack,
Yes.
Wooden,
Yes.
Skaggs.
Yes.
Chair Bolter.
Yes.
Madam Chair, you have 17 yeas, 0 nays. The motion passes. The resolution is adopted.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. On to item 8D, I'll call again on Commissioner Breeby.
Thank you, Chair Bolter. I'd like to move Resolution 88 of today's date, the Office of Community Corrections Grant Agreement, Provider Contracts and Appropriation for 2019 and 20 from Community Corrections.
Moved by Commissioner Breeby, support by Commissioner Wooden. Any questions or comments on this? Commissioner Skaggs.
Thank you, Chair Bolter. I just, along with the previous resolution, if I may, I think these are incredible examples of the criminal justice reform that this county is doing, from the sheriff to the prosecutor to the courts to this board and the administration. I think we are really on the cutting edge of many of these things throughout the state, from the mental health court to some of the pretrial services that we're funding here. And I think really everyone should be congratulated on their work, to work with human beings to make sure that we are keeping our people safe and doing everything we can to rehabilitate our fellow Americans.
Great.
Thanks.
Any other comments or questions regarding this resolution? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Thank you, Madam Chair. On the motion to adopt Resolution 926, 1988, Commissioners Vonk,
Yes.
Antor,
Yes.
Morgan,
Yes.
Jones,
Yes.
Vice Chair Steck,
Yes.
Commissioners Ponstein,
Yes.
Voorhees,
Yes.
Kallman, Breeby,
Yes.
Salfeld,
Yes.
Sparks, Melton,
Yes.
Hennessy,
Yes.
Talon,
Yes.
Bulkowski,
Yes.
Womack,
Yes.
Wooden,
Yes.
Skaggs.
Yes.
Chair Bolter.
Yes.
Madam Chair, you have 17 yeas, 0 nays. The motion passes. The resolution is adopted.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. On to item 8E, and I'll call on Commissioner Wooden.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I move adoption of Resolution 89 of today's date to appropriate additional funds for the 601-617 Ottawa Avenue parking lot project from Facilities Management.
Thank you, Commissioner Wooden. Any support by Commissioner Morgan? Questions or comments? Commissioner Steck.
Thank you, Chair Bolter. Just a quick question. Understand that this calls for the supplementation of the existing allocation from the sale of the property we sold as the transaction with Michigan State and the city. Is this the final construction of the parking, or is there another phase coming after this?
This is the final one. This is the final one.
Other questions or comments? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Thank you, Madam Chair. On the motion to adopt Resolution 926, 1989, Commissioners Vonk,
Yes.
Antor,
Yes.
Morgan,
Yes.
Jones,
Yes.
Vice Chair Steck,
Yes.
Commissioners Ponstein,
Yes.
Voorhees,
Yes.
Kallman, Breeby,
Yes.
Salfeld,
Yes.
Sparks, Melton,
Yes.
Hennessy,
Yes.
Talon,
Yes.
Bulkowski,
Yes.
Womack,
Yes.
Wooden,
Yes.
Skaggs.
Yes.
Chair Bolter.
Yes.
Madam Chair, you have 17 yeas, 0 nays. The motion passes. The resolution is adopted.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. On to item 8F, and I'll call on Commissioner Bulkowski.
Thank you, Chair. I move Resolution 90 of today's date, which is to add an Account Clerk 1 position beginning October 1st of this year at the front of the court.
Moved by Commissioner Bulkowski, support by Commissioner Womack. Questions, comments? Commissioner Bulkowski.
Just want to make a comment. You know, this is, it seems so mundane, it doesn't even get a roll call vote. That it, though, is, again, another example of how our friend of the court, with his great staff and others, continue to move forward when opportunities avail themselves. This is all about customer service and reducing wait times and things like that. Again, sounds pretty mundane, but that's the reality. So the work that then Chair Salfeld started with the task force a couple of years ago continues. So thank you to the friend of the court who's here.
Thank you, Commissioner Bulkowski. Any other questions or comments? All in favor, this is not a roll call. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed, motion passes. On to item 8G. I will again call on Commissioner Breivy.
Thank you, Chair Bolter. I'd like to move Resolution 91 of today's date, the Health Fund budget appropriation for 2019 and 20 from the Health Department.
Moved by Commissioner Breivy, support by Commissioner Wooden. Questions or comments? All right, seeing none, this is a roll call. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Thank you, Madam Chair. On the motion to adopt Resolution 926, 1991, Commissioners Vonk.
Yes.
Antor. Yes. Morgan.
Yes.
Jones.
Yes.
Vice Chair Steck.
Yes.
Commissioners Ponstein.
Yes.
Voorhees.
Yes.
Colman. Breivy.
Yes.
Salfeld.
Yes.
Sparks. Melton.
Yes.
Hennessy.
Yes.
Talon.
Yes.
Bulkowski.
Yes.
Womack.
Yes.
Wooden.
Yes.
Skaggs.
Yes.
Chair Bolter.
Yes.
Madam Chair, you have 17 yeas, 0 nays. The motion passes. The resolution is adopted.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. We are on to 8H, and I will call on Commissioner Voorhees.
Thank you, Chair Bolter. It's my honor this morning to move Resolution 92 of today's date. It's for the Kent County Community Action appropriations from Kent County Community Action.
Moved by Commissioner Voorhees, support by Commissioner Wooden. Questions or comments on this? Seeing none, this is a roll call. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Thank you, Madam Chair. On the motion to adopt Resolution 926, 1992, Commissioners Vonk.
Yes.
Antor.
Yes.
Morgan.
Yes.
Jones.
Yes.
Vice Chair Steck.
Yes.
Commissioners Ponstein.
Yes.
Voorhees.
Yes.
Colman. Breivy.
Yes.
Salfeld.
Yes.
Sparks. Melton.
Yes.
Hennessy.
Yes.
Talon.
Yes.
Bulkowski.
Yes.
Womack.
Yes.
Wooden.
Yes.
Skaggs.
Yes.
Chair Bolter.
Yes.
Madam Chair, you have 17 yeas, 0 nays. The motion passes. The resolution is adopted.
Great. On to item 8I. I will again call on Commissioner Voorhees.
Thank you, Chair Bolter. It's with excitement that I move Resolution 93 of today's date, and it is for the project agreement for the purchase of 122 acres to expand the Lowell Regional Park. Comes
Moved by
to us from
Commissioner
the park.
Voorhees.
Excited support.
Support by Commissioner Jones. Questions or comments? Commissioner Skaggs.
Thank you, Chair. Do we have any plans for what to do with this land after acquisition?
Matthew, would you please come up?
This is one of 4 parks that we plan on doing master planning for if the 2020 budget's approved, that we've put money in for that. So we will be engaging with the community in the Lowell area, also in Caledonia area for 2 parks and at the Wallfield Park area. So the planning will be going on, but traditionally this land's been purchased for trails, flora, fauna, nature, things like that, some unique wildlife and what would we call it, flora, fauna in that area that's been identified.
Any other questions or comments? Seeing none, this is a roll call. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Thank you, Madam Chair. On the motion to adopt Resolution 926, 1993, Commissioners Vonk.
Yes.
Antor.
Yes.
Morgan.
Yes.
Jones.
Yes.
Vice Chair Steck.
Yes.
Commissioners Ponstein.
Yes.
Voorhees.
Yes.
Colman. Breivy.
Yes.
Salfeld.
Yes.
Sparks. Melton.
Yes.
Hennessy.
Yes.
Talon.
Yes.
Bulkowski.
Yes.
Womack.
Yes.
Wooden.
Yes.
Skaggs.
Yes.
Chair Bolter.
Yes.
Madam Chair, you have 17 yeas, 0 nays. The motion passes. The resolution is adopted.
Okay, we are on to what seems like 8Z, but it is only J. One quick note on item J, it should say 4 acres. It does say that in your packet. So just wanted to mention that. So anyway, I'll call on Commissioner Breve.
Thank you, Chair Bolter. I move Resolution 94 of today's date, the project agreement for the purchase of 4 acres to expand Millennium Park.
Support.
Moved by Commissioner Breve, support by Commissioner Steck. Questions or comments? Commissioner Steck.
Yeah, thank you, Chair. So, first of all, for full disclosure, I totally support this, obviously, but it does mean that I'm going to have to find someplace else to buy my fresh tomatoes if this property is acquired. My understanding is that this is a uniquely positioned piece of property at the corner, and am I right that this is intended to be incorporated into some of the developments of the entrance to the park that we talked about in some of our planning process?
Matthew?
Just want to recognize Dan DeLoof, our park superintendent, who's here too. We've been working closely on this, and his staff. Yes, this will be part of a gateway project to the recreation core of Millennium Park. So we'll be working with the Parks Foundation and our traditional donors to really enhance this area of the park. And it'll become a gateway, so you will know that you are in Millennium Park. So yeah, it'll be exciting.
Yep, thank you.
Any other questions or comments? Commissioner Morgan?
Maybe along as we improve that gateway, is there any way we can improve the signage?
I'm so glad you asked that, Commissioner Morgan. That is part of our plan as well, as part of the Gateway project, is all along the corridor from Johnson Park, where Butterworth and 28th Street, M11 come together, all the way through the Butterworth corridor where the park's entrance hopefully will be the new park's office center. That will be signed significantly with better directions to Millennium Park based on a theme that we've worked with the landscape architect on, the timeless traditional Millennium Park theme that we've created.
Great, thanks.
Any other comments, questions? All right, seeing none, this is a roll call. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Thank you, Madam Chair. On the motion to adopt Resolution 926, 1994, Commissioners Vonk.
Yes.
Antor.
Yes.
Morgan.
Yes.
Jones.
Yes.
Vice Chair Steck.
Yes.
Commissioners Ponstein.
Yes.
Voorhees.
Yes.
Coleman. Breve.
Yes.
Solfeld.
Yes.
Sparks. Melton.
Yes.
Hennessy.
Yes.
Talon.
Yes.
Bulkowski.
Yes.
Womack.
Yes.
Wooden.
Yes.
Skaggs.
Yes.
Chair Bolter.
Yes.
Madam Chair, you have 17 yeas, 0 nays. The motion passes. The resolution is adopted.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. We are on to item 9, public comment related to any county matters. Do we have any public comment today? Good morning.
Good morning, Madam Chair. Good morning, Commissioners. My name is Bill Ward. I am the new Executive Director for Network 180. I'm excited to be here today. Thank you again for allowing us to participate in the crisis project. We're really excited about that. Just a quick background of me. This is the beginning of the conversation, not the end of the conversation, so I want to be brief. I have about 20 years' experience in the public mental health system. I'm unique in the fact that I've worked both at the provider level and at the CMH level. So that's going to be the philosophy that I bring, working directly with the providers as well as working with all of you and the stakeholders in the community in general. So I thank you. I thank you for Commissioner Steck, who is our board chair, and Commissioner Talon and Commissioner Womack, who I've worked with now. So I'm looking forward to working with all of you.
Welcome to Kent County. Thank you so much. Any other public comment today? All right, seeing none, we are on to Commissioner reports, item 10. Any Commissioner reports today? Commissioner Jones.
Thank you, Chair. I just want to share with the board that we had an Experience Grand Rapids board meeting on Tuesday. I know I have just a minute, and of course, this meeting was significantly longer than 1 minute, but I at least want to share 2 important notes from that, which overnight trips grew to Grand Rapids 2.6%, and total visitor spending for 2018 was $1.39 billion. Thank you.
Commissioner Breve.
Thank you, Chair Bolter. I have two brief items. The first one, on Tuesday of this week, we had our first meeting for the Sustainable Business Park Advisory Committee out near the South Kent landfill. We met in Door Township, and the committee is made up of 2 members from the Allegan County Board of Commissioners, the Door Township Supervisor, and Commissioner Skaggs, myself, and we also had Dar there from DPW. And it was a great first meeting. We kind of took everybody's, temperature about the project. Overall, Allegan is very excited about having that proposal rather than continuing to fill up the landfill there. So I think what we've asked the residents in Allegan to do is to kind of be the eyes and ears for us, to help us, communicate with their neighbors and stuff there, so we can make sure, we're all on the same page and heading this project in the right direction. So overall, lots of excitement about it. The second item I have real quick is we have a Community Health Advisory Committee today at the Health Department at 12 o'clock. Lunch is always provided. We have a really robust agenda, and we'll be talking about a lot of great things. So you're all welcome to join us.
Great report. Commissioner Morgan.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Just a couple of reports on the airport. We had a groundbreaking yesterday. Aflight is coming to our airport as a new FBO. It gets some competition for fuel for our general aviation on the airport. We're really happy to have them. They're out of Ann Arbor. I don't know exactly where Ann Arbor is, but it's somewhere by Lansing, I think. But
On the east side.
anyway, so we're real happy to have them. And the second report I have regarding the airport is I attended a conference for the ACI International, and it's coming to Grand Rapids next year. And we're expecting about 2,000, 2,500 folks to come and see our city. Some folks didn't know exactly, what was involved with Grand Rapids, but the Experience Grand Rapids did a really nice job with the airport, representing our city and our region in West Michigan, and we gave away cookies, lots of cookies, and some beer. And so it was pretty well received, and a lot of changes coming to the airport industry, and a lot of it is technological. It's going to be right up, Commissioner Talon's wheelhouse, but they're talking facial recognition and stuff like that as we move along. So it's good that we keep on top of the changes that are coming along, and we're looking forward to having and representing the conference and showing off Grand Rapids next year.
That'd be awesome. Any other official reports? Commissioner Steck.
Thank you, Chair Bolter. First, I was going to introduce our new CEO at Network 180, Mr. Ward, but he's fully capable of doing that himself, apparently. So instead, I will also take this opportunity to publicly thank Bill Riley, who is ending his term of service for Network 180 as of Friday, an individual who stepped into the breach and served admirably over the course of the last year or so, and did a wonderful job in stabilizing us and setting the table for Bill Ward, which thank you, because I don't have to change the word Bill anymore. It's still easy to go from one to the next. The second report is to go regionally to the LRE, just quickly to indicate that we do continue to have some good constructive conversations with the Department of Health and Human Services for purposes of finding a resolution to our dispute with them over the ongoing condition or activity of the LRE. We are reasonably optimistic that that will result in a resolution that avoids having to continue to litigate. Again, nothing wrong with litigating, don't get me wrong. But I think at this time and in this place and in this purpose, we are best served by coming to a good collaborative agreement with the department, stabilize the system, move forward. We'll see. It'll happen over the course of the next month, my guess.
Great. Commissioner Wooden.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Just wanted to give a brief update. The Grand Valley Metro Council's Transportation Policy Committee met last week, and one of the major items that they approved was recommending approval of the 2045 Metropolitan Transportation Plan Vision and Goals, which guides future policies going forward. I was very appreciative of the fact that both our vision and our goals highlight the importance of multimodal transportation, bikes, trails, pathways, and transit, as well as making sure that we're having a regional land use discussion. I thought it was quite prescient since we are having a larger discussion on infrastructure funding at our state level, and the fact of the matter is, wise, prescient regional land use discussions at both GV Metro and here at the county will help us ensure that we have a sustainable infrastructure system that we can support financially in years to come. So I was very appreciative of that, and that is the conclusion of my report.
Thank you, Commissioner Wood. And any other official reports today? All right, seeing none, we're on to miscellaneous. Commissioner Vonk.
Thank you, Chair. You probably saw the memo from U.S. Senator Peters that there's $1 million grant to study PFAS in the state of Michigan, which also includes Rockford and the northern townships in Kent County. So that fund will be welcomed by the Health Department, I'm sure, in the near future. So look forward to that. Also, last Friday, I participated in the POW MIA ceremony at the home, Soldiers Home and Veterans Home, and had a good time there with fellow elected officials. And that evening, I was at a Caledonia football game, and individual came up to me and he says, "Thank you for your service." And I says, "Thank you." He says, "I didn't think it was much to wear the uniform of the United States Army or Air Force or Navy, but," he says, "I lost my son in Afghanistan." It took the wind right out of my sails, and I offered him my sympathy and support, but that's a hard one to take and a hard one to talk to somebody that has lost a family member like that, like Commissioner Mellon mentioned early. And so I'll give the remainder of my time to Tom Antor, because he puts on the cruise every year and recognizes those families that have lost loved ones. So if you want to speak to what you did last weekend, Tom, I'd really appreciate taking time to tell about your cruise and how that went this weekend, even though the weather wasn't all that well. Thank you.
Commissioner Antor.
Is that okay?
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you, Ted. Just real quickly, yeah, we have a Freedom Cruise we do every year, and a lot of people get excited about the cars and the bikes, but that's never been what we're all about. It's about the ceremony. And this year, we honored the family of Chad Ballmer, and this was the best year we've ever had. And even though we got rained out, Roger was at the ceremony. We had many of Chad's, the guys that he served with in his unit at the ceremony. They drove from all over the place to be there, and one of them came all the way up from Tennessee on his motorcycle. Ironic thing is he was riding through all kinds of rain on the way up here. But when we unveiled the portrait for the family, and I saw the reaction on their faces, I can't really describe it, but it was incredible. And these people go through a lot. And I can just tell you this, I don't want to get politicized any of this, but not only is there an unbelievable cost that a lot of us just kind of brush off, we think about sacrifice, but we don't really think about it until you talk to a Gold Star family to understand what sacrifice really is. And what really hurts the families is when they see people acting in a way that disrespects our military or our flag. It hurts them. It's like a kick in the gut. So it's really important that every opportunity we have, we honor their service and let the families know that we appreciate what their sons and their daughters did. And I'll say one more thing. When that unit came up, all those guys came up and surrounded that family. In the last year, since I've been working with the Vollmer family, I didn't see a lot of real true smiles. They're really hurting right now. And when that unit came up and embraced them, it was incredible. It was, God was all over that meeting and that event. And even the one, Ron Guerrero, who was the only survivor of the IED blast, he came all the way up. He had never met the family before. So he was there. He was the last one to be with Chad before he died. So to see that dynamic taking place, it was incredible. Thank you for bringing that up. And I just hope next year we can get a few more people there and continue this. And Bob Becker already offered his honor guard to come next year, so we can do a volley and everything else that goes along with that. So thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Antor, for all that work. Any other miscellaneous today? Commissioner Steck?
Thank you, Chair. On a bit more mundane issue. Just a reminder to all my colleagues that the interview season is about to start at the LHR. We encourage all of you who have not already identified which of the boards and commissions you are interested in continuing on or moving into. I think you have until the end of this month to do so, so I encourage you to get those in.
Commissioner Womack.
Yes, when it comes to stopping the violence in the 4907, I'm glad that I've been a part of some of those movements for over 20 years here in the 4907 in Kent County. I have a funeral Friday that I have to go to and another funeral Monday. 2 of my best friends were murdered this month. And one I had just dropped off at home one night. And the next morning, I was getting calls that he had been murdered. And then a few weeks later, one of our DJs was shot and killed. So we, continue to do what we can about the violence in our community. And there's just, I'm just at a loss of words that, I had a Facebook post where I just wrote it, during the emotions, and then when I read it back and saw that I had finished it, that, living in my neighborhood, even myself, I don't know who's the next person that's gonna die. If it's gonna be me, a family member, a friend, and the last thing I ended with is that, that's how we feel being an endangered species. I just wanted to mention it because it's an issue that doesn't come up a lot. Is an issue that's very hard to find out who's responsible to try to help, but those lives that are being lost, I just wanted to mention them and let my community know as a Kent County Commissioner that they've elected, that all the issues that come out of there I'm highly concerned with, and going to continue to represent at the best of my ability. And just thank all my colleagues here at Kent County Commission, because I get a good chance to see what you're doing here and what I'm doing as part of that team and our staff, and be able to at least let the community know that education, our health department, mental health, all of those things may not seem related to stop the violence, but all of the things that I've seen done from Kent Community Action, I know that our neighborhood is a lot better off because of the Kent County Commission. Thank you.
Commissioner Womack. Any other miscellaneous today? Commissioner Hennessy?
Our community comes together in so many ways, Commissioner Antor, and as a way to honor and also to mourn. And following on Commissioner Womack's comments, we're a community that's, we take the highs, we take the lows, and everything in between. And it's interesting that as commissioners, we're involved in this everyday life of things. And part of our traditions, and this is more on a happier note, is the tradition of bringing community together through Pulaski Days. And this year it's Live, Laugh, Polka, and Sunday will be the opening of the ceremonies, and it's with a very solemn ceremony, the flag raising, the singing of the national anthems of the United States and of Poland. And it is a moving ceremony in of itself of remembrance. And it'll be at 2 o'clock at Diamond Street Hall with the parade following, all festivities during the week, and then the parade on the next weekend.
Thank you, Commissioner Hennessy. Any other miscellaneous today? All right, seeing none, I will again call on Commissioner Hennessy for a motion to adjourn.
I move that we adjourn, subject to the call of the chair, to Thursday, October 10th at 6 p.m., an evening meeting, 6 p.m. for an official meeting.
Moved by Commissioner Hennessy, support by Commissioner Morgan. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed, motion passes. We are adjourned.
I am Kent County. I am Kent County.
I am Kent County.
We are 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 Kent County.
Beya, Kent County. Ami, Kent County.
Somos Kent County.
Mas Ira, Kent County.
We are Kent County.
We are Kent County.
We are Kent County. Oh, yeah.